welcome. It's Thursday Night Live. This is our 25th conversation on stylists that, in addition to building their income, they also want to build this other, what we call it, the personal part of their financial life. Whether we're calling it greater financial freedom, financial independence, wealth building. Sometimes we call it, behind the chair millionaire. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's a very important conversation. And our guest tonight is Taylor Holland, Genesis Boutique Salon, Dickinson, Texas. Salon owner is Johnny Shaper. Thank you, Johnny, for allowing Taylor to be with us tonight. The coach is one of my faves, and Randy's fave as well, Michaela Baskerville. So let me show you what Taylor is up to, and why I thought it was appropriate to have her on to talk about the basic fundamentals. Now, in 2020, 60,000 was her W-2, took a nice jump in 2021 to 70, trending 80 in 2020. So it's, steady Freddy, right? Or steady Betty, however you want to call that. It's interesting because in 2020, she was $7,000 in car debt, and that went away. She paid off a car, and unlike many people, and maybe perhaps what her tendency was before waking up, rather than going off and buying a new car, she's just decided that she's going to drive the one she has and do some interesting things with the difference. Instead of, sending a few $100s a month in a car payment to wherever she sends it to, she's started saving some money. She got some put away, and, the rest is history. I'll get her to chat a little bit more about that. She is a level 4, age 29, average ticket's 130. Average day is just the side of 500. Haircut price is 47. So this is called the basic, the fundamentals growing. Does about 10 referrals a month. So she's doing a great job there, rebooking a little bit over 70% in her behind the chair. So she's on purpose. Now she's going to tell us about her story, but in a nutshell, here's her timeline. Graduates from high school in 2011. Starts hair school a couple years later, 2013. Does a little bit of college. I'll let her tell you about that. And then begins her livelihood or career at Genesis Boutique and Salon. And, 2016 gets to be a level 4. And the rest is history. So just a very interesting story. Follow her at Tay Holland. That's TAYYHOLLAND. And if you want to DM her about what you've learned tonight, she'd really appreciate that. Or maybe you have a question or two you want to ask her. So she's in my green room now. Gonna get her talking a little bit about her story, and then I'm gonna really chat about how she's managing her money and how that's gonna cause her to move forward. So let me unmute her, and you're gonna make Taylor feel nice and welcome. Hi, Taylor.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great. I know you worked all day. And so
I did.
Right in the salons on the other side of that wall. So you kind of blocked yourself out and to be with us. So thank you very much for hanging with us.
Absolutely.
I want to get you started on your story. Tell us about your story, how you got into the business, and how you got to the place that you're at today. So what's your story?
So I graduated high school in 2011, and I took about 2 semesters right after high school to do college. I wasn't really sure what path I wanted to go on. And at the time, I was working as a receptionist at another hair salon, and I really realized how much I loved the environment of being in a hair salon. And so I said, well, why not? I went to hair school, and I heard good things about the salon that I'm at now. I've been here for 8.5 years, and I knew that it was going to be a continuing educational salon, and that's what I wanted, because the beauty of this industry is you can never stop learning. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And as you began to kind of find your life, your livelihood, the part that really got my attention was, like a lot of people, you start leveling up standard of living, house, a nicer, more dependable car. I think you even refer to the car you drive as your truck.
Yes, I drive a truck. You got to drive a truck in Texas.
That yeah, if you're going to be in Texas, you gotta have a truck. And by the way, what year, what make, what model truck did you buy?
It's a Dodge Ram 2016.
Oh wow,
So,
so that's a big deal. And so
yes.
you're making payments on this truck, right?
Right.
And but I'm just curious, what were the monthly payments on the truck?
It was 520.
All right, so
So,
$520 a month. So
right.
you get to a place after, it sounds like you had like on a 3 or 4 year payment on your truck, right? So
Mhm.
you pay it off. And what, by the way, what month did you make your last truck payment?
I made it right after Christmas. So that was like my Christmas present to myself.
So you made
It was a good feeling.
you made your last $520 payment. It's done. It's
Yes.
right. Now, a couple of questions I want to ask you. Was this the first newer vehicle that you bought since you had kind of graduated from high school, or did you have vehicles before this truck that you bought?
I had a Jeep Liberty before, and then my dream, I've always wanted a truck since I was like 15. And so I was like, I'm gonna go get that truck. And I did.
Right.
And I
So
mean,
when
yeah.
you bought the truck, before you had the truck, you had the Jeep. So
Mhm.
once upon a time, you buy this Jeep. Was it a used Jeep, or was the Jeep new when you bought it?
It was used.
But did you have to buy it on payments, or did you pay for it on the front end?
I did payments.
Okay,
with
so
it.
how many years did it take you to pay off the Jeep?
I didn't pay off the Jeep. I actually traded it in for my truck because it still had good value. And
Right. Okay, so you trade. And by the way, do you remember the payments you were making on the Jeep?
oh man, maybe 200,
Okay, so you're making,
250.
and this is like you're out of high school, you start to get your life, and you buy this used Jeep, $250 a month. So you're making payments, and you go, I gotta have the truck.
Yes,
And it was
absolutely.
a brand new truck, right? Like as in new.
Yes,
Yes.
new. I think it had like 20 miles on it from test driving.
Okay. All right. So you trade the Jeep in, you buy the truck, and the truck cost, when you bought it, what was the payment, the total price tag on the truck? Do you remember what that was?
I think 26,000.
26,000. So you're paying that bad boy off $520 a month, right?
Right.
And so that you trade the Jeep in, and how many years were you sending in $520 a month?
I want to say 4.5, 5. And then whenever I saw, of course, my payments, I only had so much left. I was like, all right, I got to pay it off.
All right, good. But here's what's interesting: the vehicle before that, you weren't done paying it off. You wanted to trade up because you really needed it. Many people, that's what most people do. But
Right.
there was something that happened here. You saw that, okay, I'm paying it off, and unlike the last car where I didn't have it paid off, and I traded up. And unlike what most people do, which is the same thing, nope, I'm going to pay this off, and I'm not going to be so quick to go out and buy a new truck or car or whatever. Am I getting this right?
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
All right, so here's the big question. What was it that happened to you where you decided, I'm going to do this rather than what I did last time or what most people do? Like, what was your thinking around, I'm going to own a paid off vehicle, drive it for a while, have $520 extra a month to do whatever I'm going to do with? What was your motivation? What was your intention?
Well, like I said earlier, I said I saw a certain amount that was left, and I was like, it's still in great condition. Why fix something that's not broke? And I can use that money to be putting in my savings instead of putting it, slowly and slowly still towards the truck.
Bingo.
So
That's the big pivot. It's like it's still, my truck is in great working order.
yes.
There's little to no money because it's new enough where I'm not maintaining it. I think I'm going to take the $520 a month, and rather than put it towards another vehicle, and darn well when we get another vehicle, we're not going to inherit a payment that was the payment that we had before. It's going to be closer to 6 or 7 or whatever. But you went, no, 520 every month. I'm going to put that somewhere, savings. And what I do with the savings is secondary too. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to drive a vehicle that I own, and I'm going to save some money.
Absolutely. That's correct.
Well, first of all, how's that feel? How's that different than how's that feel as you kind of have the conversation with me? And how many other people in your life know that you decided to do that rather than just go out and buy another vehicle?
My fiance and my parents and some of actually the work girls, we like to talk about stuff like that just because I hope it motivates other stylists and the ones that I'm surrounded by too, because we always want to see each other win. But I mean, it's a weight lifted off my shoulders because I know I do have that security now of if something were to happen, with time, like if I need new brakes or new something, I have that money now rather than needing to pay for that with the truck payment at the same time.
Oh yeah,
So
sure. And when you start, you just taking the 520 a month, and Randy Kunkel's on tonight, and he actually was doing some math, and he said, what was it? If you take the 520 times 60 months, that's over $31,000, right? So you go,
yeah.
and that's before you even start talking about interest on your savings. So I mean, that is to me, that's a major pivot.
Yes.
When somebody like you does that, and it puts you on a different trajectory so that over time you have more to show for your commitment to the business than passion. Right. So,
right.
And I know that you got an important day coming up in your life. You're going to get married
I
sometime. So
do.
when's that happen, by the way?
April 2nd. So 44 days. Who's counting though, right?
Yeah, right. So I wonder what's on your mind, right?
Right.
As your future hubby, kind of hears this conversation. What's he make of it? Like how tuned in is he to the conversation you and I are having tonight?
Oh, I mean, he's very, on board, and, we talk about our finances, and, we try to stay on the same page. And if we can, we try to make sure we're both putting in about the same amount into our savings. That way it's easier for us to keep up with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I want to see if I can actually get this a close up. Remember this, you and I were playing with, I'm going to move this down. So, and for the people that are watching tonight, we just said that if I'll bring it back here, we said that if you continue to put the $520 a month away, in 23 years, you'd have $1 million, $1,040 somewhere in a long-term savings account. And we figured that if you're 29 now, in 23 years, it'd be 39, 49. You'd be on the front end of 50 something, maybe even get there before you hit 50 something. Now, will that happen or not? Well, stay tuned. More will be revealed. But here's what we do know. You're on that choo-choo track.
Yes, and I hope to stay on that track. It's a good track to be on.
Oh, yes. Now, I got a few minutes left with you. I'm just curious, what are you doing behind the chair that you're really proud of in terms that continues to grow your income another $10,000 or $20,000 a year? What give us, just while we have you here tonight, tease us with a little bit of your secret sauce as it relates to behind the chair.
So the Summit Planner, game planner, is probably the best thing invented because it helps you kind of look at your day and say, okay, where can I bring additives to my services, or what can I provide to my clients? And I mean, it really kind of gives you a visual. I'm a very hands-on person, so me writing it down helps embed it into my head going into my day.
Yeah. Well, you and I were chatting. So your average day now is running just this side of $500, and you plan, and you're saying that's how I grow.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if at the end of a typical day you're at 470, 480, 500, but at the beginning of that day you're not at 450,
Right.
500. where would you typically be at? Would it be closer to 200 or 300? But in that same day, because you planned, you added
Mhm.
another $200 to your day, and that's what gets you to your $500.
Yes, yes. It's close to about 300 or so.
So,
And then once you start adding everything,
oh wow. So
it's
you're saying my
crazy.
typical day when I start is around 300, but
Mhm.
because I plan my day, I'm
Mhm.
able to add on almost another 200. So 40% of my income is from the adding on I do through planning. And I'm doing the
Yes.
math in my head. Randy's on tonight, but if you do 80 grand this year, 40% of 80 is $32,000. $32,000 of that 80 is new money that you've created by your planning. So planning is a very, very, very big piece of your secret sauce.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because I feel like if you don't have a game plan going into your day, then you have to kind of pick up little pieces here and there and be like, "Ooh, maybe I should add this." But going into it knowing, okay, she's gonna need a glaze, she's gonna need a root melt, she's gonna need a treatment, things like that, you're already seeing your ticket build up, and that right there, I think excites me about my
Oh,
day.
yeah. So I think planning adds 40% more to your income than you would get if you just, I call it show up and did hobby hair, if you will.
Right.
And that pump in income helps you to do something significant like pay off your vehicle, not go out buy another one, put that difference into something saving, so that is, if you said that is the secret sauce of being a behind the chair millionaire, you wrote the book on it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yep.
You know what? I think that deserves a round of applause. uh, so listen, promise me that you'll come back for an encore, because I want to see, where you end up at the end of this year, because you and I have a little bet. I said, I think you're going to crack 80 like a piece of cake, Taylor. And so I promise me you'll come back.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to be back.
All right. Well, listen, we've done our 20 minutes. I want to let you get back to your life. I know you've had a long day, and send you home to see your hubby to be. And we're going to give it up for you one more time.
Thank you.
Stay well, my friend.
You too.
All right. Simple, 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 simple. The essence of an ingenious idea is simplicity. And the idea that she's working is simply genius. I mean, if you were in the conversation, what she first and foremost did is, I'm going to plan my day through planning, and that's the big that's the OMG, the blinding flash of the obvious. 40% of her income comes because she planned. So she's going to, if she does $80,000 this year, we could say that what did we say? $32,000. Let's just round it off. 30,000 of it came from add-ons from planning. The 50 shows up in her book, but she created the other 30. So if she didn't plan, she's not going to hit 80. That number is going to be somewhere between 50 and 80, and that difference is I'm going to call it accidental. But planning puts another $30,000 in her book that she didn't have. Then she says, okay, good for me, pat on the back, but I'm going to take some of that. I'm going to pay off my vehicle earlier than would be otherwise. And rather than running off half-cocked like a lot of people do to buy another new car at a payment that's going to be higher than the payment that she had when she paid off the old new car, she said, no, I'm going to take the 520 and I'm going to drive this paid off vehicle, and I'm going to begin to build my nest egg. That is an ingenious idea. That idea is simply genius. Now, simple, but not easy, because we have to defy our ego, because our ego is saying, get a car, get a car, get a car, be cool, be cool, be cool. Ego, EGO. edging greatness out. That's what ego does. The greatness that's in us that wants to come through us and manifest into an abundant life, ego edges greatness out. You need a car. Forget the savings. Savings boring. Let's get a car. At some point, she woke up, crossed that Rubicon, and at 29 years old, she will be in a position in her 40s to make choices that the overwhelming majority of hairdressers will not be able to make their entire career. They will have to do things in their 60s and 70s that she won't have to do. You go, what will she have to do in her 60s and 70s? Well, it won't be have to. It's called any damn thing she wants. So I hope that it was just a great conversation. It was basic, it was fundamental, and it was simple, and we're going to give it up for her one more time. Follow me on Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist. That's Facebook and Instagram. This is where this interview happened tonight. We'll keep it on that page. Follow me over on Michael Cole Millionaire Stylist and Instagram, because that's where all my millionaire calcs are. You can hit it, go to my link tree in my bio, and begin using those calculators. Those are the calculators that Taylor was using, from Dream Machine, setting her income goal, to Golden Goose, to her savings goal, to Debt Free, which was her debt reduction goal. And that's all compliments of L'Oreal. Also follow me there, because I'm doing things on Reels now on Instagram that are very, very interesting. I'm actually doing a series on Reels, doing a book on Reels. And it's something that Reels is just a cool little platform that I want you to experience. If you're new to Summit, one of our latest, greatest websites is Summit Salon 365. We put our production value video courses on that. There's a nominal subscription fee. Become a member of 365. I've just put our third piece of work, mindfulness, mental wellness, on the .com. I'm actually going to do a tutorial tomorrow for some of the Summit coaches on it. But sign up, hang out with that, and it'll make a world of difference. If you're new to Summit, make sure that you schedule a complimentary one-on-one consultation with one of our 115 coaches. So the overwhelming majority of our work today is being done virtually online. So get involved and reinvent your business. We always end with an expression of gratitude. We are exclusive business partners with L'Oreal Professional, whether we're talking Biolage, Pulp Riot, Kerastase, Purology, L'Oreal Professional, Redken, Matrix, Shoe, Mazzani. Support their brands. Get your clients to support their brands. To the degree that you do that, L'Oreal is in a position to support Summit Salon Business Center, whereby we can bring you content like this, compliments of L'Oreal and Summit. So thank you, L'Oreal. Thank you, Summit. Been a great evening. Going to let you get back to having some din-din with the fam. And we'll see you on Monday for our Monday afternoon interview as well. So have a great weekend, and make big boom boom. And I'll see you on campus.